JustBallin's NBA 2017 playoffs predictions. So this is who we think will win, not who we want to win. So keep that in mind. And yeah, so let's get into this. We'll start at the top right in the Eastern Conference. Bulls versus Celtics. I feel that the Bulls have the best shot at upsetting the Celtics in the first round, which pretty much could be the biggest upset. But we have the Celtics in 7 moving on to the second round. Next game is a tough one. Wizards versus Hawks. We just feel the youth of the Wizards, the backcourt of Beal and Wall will just overpower the, I guess, frontcourt heavy Hawks with obviously Howard and Millsap. We feel that the Wizards open a lot of eyes this year, and they're going to win in 5 games over the Hawks and move on to the second round. Over to the third game now of the Eastern Conference, another tough one. We have Raptors versus Bucks, and we have Raptors in 7. We feel that Giannis is going to take over for most of this series, but just the all-star backcourt of DeMar DeRozan and Kyle Lowry will eventually take over this game. Giannis, his second best player, usually would be Jabari Parker, but of course we know his injury. Chris Middleton's good, but he's not nowhere near DeMar DeRozan or Kyle Lowry good, and we feel the experience, the talent of DeMar DeRozan and Kyle Lowry can carry this Raptors team. Also, the addition of Serge Ibaka will provide a lot of mismatches, will let the Raptors win in 7, though. We feel Giannis will take over this series. Next game, the final game to wrap up the Eastern Conference, we have Cavs versus Pacers. We have Cavs in 5. We have the Pacers winning a game, just barely, but we think the Cavs, they could easily sweep the Pacers, and we feel this could be the only sweep that could happen. Or it could be the Warriors, Trailblazers. But we have the Cavs moving on to 5. Over to the Western Conference, we have the Warriors versus the 8-seeded Portland Trailblazers. We have the Warriors at 5. We have the Trailblazers winning 1 game at home. And then the Warriors just dominating the series. And then moving on to the second round. Next up, we have the LA Clippers versus the Utah Jazz. Possibly the hardest game to pick. And we have the Clippers at 7. We just feel the experience of Chris Paul and Blake Griffin will be able to beat the Jazz. This is their first playoff series in how many years? And just the experience of Chris Paul, Blake Griffin, and DeAndre Jordan will pick them up the victory. Also, Paul Pierce, Jamal Crawford, they've been there. Next game, the most probably entertaining game, we have the Houston Rockets versus the OKC Thunder. And we have the Rockets in 6. We feel like the Rockets are just going to provide a lot of mismatches with Ryan Anderson, with Clint Capella, with Eric Gordon and Lou Williams coming off the bench. And it's just going to be a nightmare for some of the Thunder defensively. You have Andre Roberson, who's their best perimeter defender. They'll probably match him up on James Harden. But you still are going to have Trevor Ariza out there. Eric Gordon, Lou Williams when they're in. Ryan Anderson. It's just going to be tough to match up with the Thunder. We feel like it's going to be such an entertaining series. It'll be 2-2 at one point. But the Rockets will win 2 more in a row. And they're going to take it home. To face either the winner of the Spurs, Grizzlies, and we have the Spurs winning in 5. We have the Grizzlies stealing a game, possibly game 1 or game 2. We love over here at JustBallin, we love the Grizzlies. We love Mike Conley and Marc Gasol, but we just feel like the Spurs, best coach team in the league, has arguably a top 3 player in the league in Kawhi Leonard, an MVP candidate in Kawhi Leonard. They're moving on in 5, and it's going to be the second round now. In the second round, we'll start at the top right. We have the Boston Celtics versus the Washington Wizards. And we have the Wizards moving on to the Eastern Conference Finals in 7 games. We just feel like the Wizards are going to make a run in these playoffs. And they're just going to shock a lot of people. Their backcourt is filthy. When Bradley Beal is hot, he's one of the best shooters in the league. The acquiree of Bojan Bogdanovic at the deadline provide great scoring off the bench. They also have Otto Porter, Marcin Gortat. They're depth. They have depth. The Celtics do too, but we just feel John Wall is, we here think John Wall is better than Isaiah Thomas, and that team is pretty much going to live and die with whatever point guard plays better, and we feel John Wall will step up and make the Wizards go to the Eastern Conference Finals. Now, over at the bottom, we have Cavs versus Raptors. We have Cavs in 6. A rematch from last year's Eastern Conference Finals. LeBron is just going to take it to another level in these playoffs, and he is going to not walk over the Raptors. It might be 2-2 at one point. It might be 3-1, but we feel like the Cavs will move on to the Eastern Conference Finals. Over on the Western Conference, we have the Warriors, versus the LA Clippers, and we have the Warriors moving on in 6 games. The dreaded curse of the Clippers never getting past the second round or Chris Paul never getting past the second round is still alive, and we have the Warriors moving on to the Western Conference Finals. They're just too good with Durant, Curry, Clay, and Draymond all healthy, all playing at their best, it's just going to be tough to beat them. Now, over in the bottom left of the bracket, we have the Houston Rockets versus the San Antonio Spurs. And we have the San Antonio Spurs winning in 7 games over the Rockets. It's going to be one of the best series we'll ever see. James Harden versus Kawhi Leonard, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But at the end of the day, honestly, Mike D'Antoni might win Coach of the Year, but the better coach team, Greg Popovich's Spurs, will move on to the Western Conference Finals. So the Eastern Conference Finals, we have the Washington Wizards versus the Cleveland Cavaliers, and we have the Cavs moving on in 6 games. Once again, the Wizards will do all they can, but no matter what, it's hard to beat the King. It's hard to beat the best player in the NBA right now, especially with Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love both playing top-notch basketball. The Wizards just don't have enough, and we have the Cavs moving on to the NBA Finals for the 3rd year in a row. And we have them taking on the Golden State Warriors in a rematch for the 3rd year in a row. Yes, the Warriors they're just too good. The Spurs can do all they can, but we just feel that the Warriors just too good. Like, the addition of Kevin Durant just makes them unbeatable if they weren't already, and we have them moving on to the NBA Finals on a rematch from the past 2 years. Not what we want to see, but what we think will happen. Cavs vs Warriors. And we have the Warriors winning in 6 games. Yes, we have LeBron losing for his 2nd final or 3rd final would be LeBron in 4 years. And we have the Warriors winning in 6. Just the mismatches all around. Kyrie Irving will probably be on Steph. Who's going to guard Clay? Is it going to be Shumpert? It'll be Shumpert probably. LeBron will be on KD, which will be a great matchup. I can't wait to see that. Draymond Green on Kevin Love. And then Tristan Thompson on JaVale McGee. It'll be interesting. It will definitely be interesting. It'll be a great series. We have the Warriors in 6. So that's going to be it for us for our 2017 playoff predictions over here at JustBallin. Let us know what your predictions were different in the comments section below. Who do you think will win it all? If it's not the Warriors or the Cavs, do you think the Rockets can make a run? Do you think the Celtics can make a run? Let us know in the comments section below. So that's going to be it for us. Don't forget to check out the JustBallin website. Link is in the description. Click the subscribe button, and we'll see you guys in the next basketball video.